I'm going to keep things brief and quick because you guys, you need to get your sleep, yeah? Especially after this pathetic performance we saw today from our team. My God. Like, you know what the most frustrating thing is? I don't have any trust in these guys because one week you see one performance, you think, okay, are we finally building some sense of momentum? Are things starting to look up right now? And you fast forward a few days later, you see the most Jekyll and Hyde performance of your entire life. And I'm getting sick and tired of this right now. Like, what are the reasons or the excuses for this performance today? Like, this was the best time to play Man United. And we imploded. And we got outplayed across 90 minutes. 90 minutes, for God's sake. McTOMINAY and Amrabat, a guy that came from the academy and a lone player, completely nullified and outplayed a midfield that cost nearly $250 million by themselves. What is going on right now? This is getting ridiculous, and you know, it's the trust you can't have because it gets me worrying and it gets me panicking a little bit. It makes me think of crazy things like, did we invest wisely in some of these players? Did we maybe invest wisely in the right manager? Did we invest wisely in the sporting directors that had all the power and control to like mold this club in their entire image? I start thinking of all these terrible worst case scenarios. I don't want to get too negative with it, man. Please, I'm still crossing my fingers that we can turn things around this month and at least try and do something this season. So I'm not going to be too negative right now, but I'm sorry with these yo-yo performances and the lack of like momentum and sustainability. Like, I panic a little bit. I'm sorry. I panic a little bit because for the life of me, I cannot understand this performance today. You know, we were losing second balls. We were weak. We were slow. We looked really stupid. I don't really insult my team. I really don't. But I thought we looked kind of stupid. Like, how many times was McTOMINAY drifting to the near post and far post, escaping spaces? And when I'm seeing the replays on TV, I'm seeing Moses Caicedo, no defensive IQ whatsoever, had a shocking, terrible, disgraceful game tonight. And yes, you know, I missed the context. He's had no preseason. He's had the injuries as well too. It's going to affect what he does this season. I get all that football stuff, but sometimes when you're a fan and you're waiting for a game like this and you're waiting to finally beat a team like Man United after God knows how long, and you see something like this, I'm sorry, it's not acceptable from a fan perspective. You know, when I do my reviews, I'm watching it as a fan. I'm not a coach. I don't have my notepad out writing tactics yet. Next day, tomorrow, I'll watch the game again. I'll do all that tactical stuff. But after a game, I'm a fan when I'm watching this. And I get disappointed, man. I get disappointed. I mean, the disappointment is immeasurable tonight. I don't think there was one good performance. One or two nice moments. I think Cole Palmer's goal, incredible goal. Palmer at his finest. But then in the second half, we saw Palmer at his worst. Every passing behind, overhit. Every challenge, weak. You know, not playing the right pass at the right time, showing that youthful experience. And it gets you thinking, he's come from Man City, and it's safe to say he's probably our best signing this entire window. Without his goals, without his assists, where the hell would we be this season? And the fact that a kid that's having his first proper breakthrough season as Mr. Number One is carrying all our hopes right now is not fair on Palmer, and is not saying much about what's happening across this team yet. Because my God, Mykhailo Mudryk today, this guy is frustrating me, man. Oh my Lord, this guy is frustrating me. My God, I don't know what it is. Is it just confidence? Is that it? I'm not understanding what's going on. Like, the rawness potential, it gets a bit boring discussing that all the time. Like, within 12 months, listen, we're football fans. You know, how often do you see players who are this inconsistent? Most times, get out of this rut, shine through and become that world-class superstar. I think you could probably have like a handful of examples that you could probably count on your hand, right? It doesn't happen very frequently. I feel like he hasn't given me much to hope for right now. I see the rawness, yes, the pace, he's explosive. You know, he was getting on the end of moves at times, but the decision making, the finishing, taking advantage of the moments, I am not seeing it. I hope I see it soon. But then again, and going back to just thinking of the worst case scenarios, why is it that every time we try and sign a young star, is it our club? Are we just like You know, are we cursed or something where we can't take these guys to the next level? I really don't understand it. But I think Mudryk tonight, you know, the first half, he had his moments. Second half, he was an absolute ghost, just kind of invisible. And on the periphery at times, and it's just like, you can't think you're going to be getting Champions League football or winning anything when you've got too many passengers like this you have to carry at times. When things are going against us, not going our way. Like, who are the guys to galvanize the team and get the focus back, to lift the spirits, you know, to be that talisman in the team? We just don't have that right now for all the money we spent. You know, it's a bit of a shame, I'm not going to lie. Like, this game tonight, I think it went exactly how I think all of us probably imagined it, right? We were going to have chances in the transition against United. With the pace we have, with United's stupid high line, the space they leave in behind, their inconsistent pressing skills, I think you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that we were going to have those moments in the counter-attack. Credit to United for being the better team against us today. But in that first half, we probably had at least 4 great opportunities to get a goal. Maybe more. Like, listen, a proper team like a City or Liverpool, they could play bad like we did, but those chances that come their way, they convert them, and we can't do that. The poor decision making for Mudryk, you know, playing short passes, not getting shots on target, always going for that Mbappe fake type of shot towards the near post that never ever comes off. Raheem Sterling, another poor game from Raheem. Like, he has been good for us, but he has these games and moments in him. That's been the story of Sterling's career, in my opinion. Like, for the experience, the money he's on, and I don't like using that example, but he's the highest earning player right now. And it's like, he's the guy you're looking towards to get this team ready, to get this team patterned up, to get this team playing again, producing the moment, producing a shot. It wasn't there today. The pass he played to Jackson, at first I thought, terrible pass, but I think that was an okayish pass. I think Jackson should have hit that first time now, once I've seen that replay a million times. But throughout this game today, first half and second half, I think it was summed up by the fact that Pochettino was getting ready to sub off Raheem Sterling before United made it 2-1 with McTominay's header, and Maatsen was going to come on. So what does that tell you? Yeah, of course, Raheem stayed on because we had to try and get in the game. But when the game was level, Poch on the touchline, I knew, like, I have to get this guy off because he's doing nothing for me right now. Absolutely nothing for me. And it's like, you can't rely upon a lot of your big star attacking players to make these decisive moments. Like, sometimes you need that. Like, it's the Premier League. You're not going to be perfect in every single game. I mean, today even Man City was struggling against Aston Villa. I don't know the result right now, but I know they were getting peppered by Aston Villa. That's what the Premier League's about, yeah. And the fact that we don't have those players or those individuals that can take advantage when you knew you're going to get chances in abundance against United on the counter and transition, it's not good enough, man. It really isn't. Outside of that too, the possession of football is getting a bit frustrating. My God, it's pass at times. And, you know, I'm saying this really badly. I'm just letting pure emotion and frustration out. Let me rewind back. I'm not trying to say our possession football is stupid. Of course it isn't. That's why we're making those moments with those vertical passes and stuff in the transition, right? But I just think the defense sometimes, you know, I'm just looking at the back line. I'm just thinking, how much utility, what are we really getting from this back four thing of using like a centre back at left back, not having any fullbacks, you know what I mean? And then like we bought all these left-footed centre-backs. We introduced them and your Coles and Badia Shields. Badia Shields on the bench for some reason, I don't know. And I think to myself, one of the best aerial defenders in the Premier League. McTominay is not having fun in the books. McTominay is not going to be winning those headers in the books. I thought Cole was very sloppy with how he slipped. He tried to milk it to try and get the foul from the referee. That was poor from Levi. But I think to myself, should Levi not be playing more as a centre-back now? Like, is there like tons of upside consistently from using Thiago Silva in every single game? You know, Disasi, he's a good player. He's not world class, and he probably will never be world class. You know, why is Baddy on the bench? Why is Cole not playing there? Like, I'd rather use these young guys in the middle positions in defence here. I'll accept what mistakes come. At least I know that they're young, they can still improve, and there's a lot of upside to come from them. But I just don't understand this thing now of just using these fullbacks, these centre-backs fullback all the time in games like this where we got properly shown up You know, you got these defensive guys out wide. United's fullbacks were constantly getting forwards. You know, when they score their goals from headers as well too, they're pinning our back four inside the box, and they're finding third man runs outside of them. Yeah. Sometimes you need to have fullbacks that can push back the opposition winger. That's how you win your battles out wide. We didn't do that. I'm watching Garnacho, bro. Garnacho tried to score that Everton bicycle kick against us. You understand how confident? That sums up how confident they felt against us in the field. But he's even attempting training ground, shots on goal like that. What is going on? Dallo, Luke Shaw. We were getting absolutely battered. McTOMINAY being the standout guy, as I said, against a mid that cost more than £200 million. I don't know what's going on, honestly. It gets a bit boring just discussing, what could be, what isn't happening, needing to be patient. I get it. But when I'm seeing, just no upside to some of these tactics sometimes in Pochettino. Is it a crime to use Maatsen as a left back sometimes? I keep saying at least I will give support to some of the wingers we have. Are we that poor? Are we really that poor? Armando Broja, listen, I don't think he did much when he came on. But is there not better decisions he could be making now to try and get us back in the games, or to get the energy started properly? Because when I see this game, when I think about this game again, there's no way in hell that these guys are performing in training. There's no way the preparation was on point for this game. I can't believe it. I can't accept it, because to come here and be second best from the first minute to the last minute, I can't accept that. I cannot accept that. Not against this Man United team, a Man United team that's in disarray. I said in my preview, two things will happen with United. Their team will galvanize against all the controversy happening and all the talking in the media, or they're going to capitulate from that. And do we really give them anything to worry about or panic today? Absolutely not. Naive defending off the ball, individual mistakes in defense, in attack, and a midfield that got absolutely outplayed today. I thought Enzo today very poor. Every long pass he can't connect, can't find no one. And Caicedo, it keeps reiterating this point about how Caicedo is just not looking at that guy at Brighton. As I said, Gallagher is our best midfield player for a reason. And now that, thinking about that silly second yellow cards he got in the last game against Brighton, that was a massive miss today. To miss out on that energy in midfield, I'm seeing Amrabat and Co bullying us, bro. Gallagher, that was the most ridiculous yellow card he could have picked, because we missed his energy, aggressiveness. And as I keep saying, when you don't have Gallagher in this midfield, you see what these guys are really about. What they're really about. They get shown up, they get beaten physically, and it's not good enough. And I think Pochettino's clocked that right. But my God, man, I can't accept this loss today, honestly. It could have been more. United's, I think, 16 shots in the first half against us. Thank God for Robert Sanchez. I know he gets criticism, but without this guy in goal, if this was Kepa in the same situation, we're conceding even more goals. So Sanchez gets credit for me alone for that. But my God, there's something wrong here, man. And again, now I go back to now dying and panicking and worrying about what the hell is going to happen throughout this month now, because I can't understand what's going on or what's going to happen. Disappointing. It's not even the right word to describe it. It's just beyond disappointing. It's just not rating these guys at all. To be fair with you, over $1 billion spent, and it's just like same place where we were last season. It's absolutely criminal. So my friends, listen, it's my most emotional review. I have to just let out my frustration sometimes. I'm not just a robot or a character. I need to just, if I'm angry, I have to say that sometimes. I'm sorry, but anyway, share your thoughts and opinions. I'm McTOMINAY FC. This is BlueLionsTV. I'll see you guys later with some more videos. Cool.